Do you remember the last episode where I said if certain club jobs become available, then I would be tempted to apply for them? Well, that's happened, and now we have a choice to make. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legend, Club 3, episode 22, and possibly the final episode with RC Lons. My name is Craig, and I say that because what I said in the last episode about applying for club jobs has actually happened, and we managed to get ourselves not just one club offer, but two club offers. We are still in the middle of the transfer window, and it has taken a while for not just Chelsea but also Liverpool to come back to me with an interview, and now finally an offer as well. Just for clarity, you see the Chelsea offer here. Liverpool did come back with an offer like the day before. Yeah, there you go. They've already approached me. I've asked to delay things for a week, which they've accepted. So if we do go for the Liverpool job, then I'd have to go forward about another 6-7 days before I can actually accept their offer. But it is a tough decision, and it's left me with a few options that I can go for, whether to stay in France with Lons or to go home. Like I've said before in previous episodes, I'd like to finish up the series eventually in England, preferably winning the Premier League and the Champions League if possible. I mean, we all know how tough it is. If anybody's played FM23, we know how tough it is to win the Premier League. But going to Chelsea and Liverpool would give us the best chance of doing both. Now, I know we are building something very, very good here at Lons, and I think it's probably easiest to start with Lons as an option, because we've already been building something very good. As you can see, we're getting in quite a few good youngsters with a lot of potential. If you just look at the potential here, look how many players have that potential of 5 or 4.5 stars. All good young players. Some of them are only just coming up from the youth squad, the likes of Thiam, Elder and Castro. I think Castro is only 4-star now. And as much as we are getting closer to PSG in many respects, I mean, if we look at last season, it only just hit me like a couple of days ago. We are only 4 points behind PSG last season. They have gotten noticeably worse. Either that or we've just gotten better. I'd like to think it's the second option. But at the same time, it still feels like we're so far away. Marseille, Nice, Lyon, Monaco are still thorns in our side. And the season preview still has us as like the 4th best team in all of France, because you've got PSG on paying stupid amounts of money for their players. Monaco are the same. I think they're paying like 170 million in salary over the whole year. But we do have the 3rd best player in the entire country, and that is Marco Danilo. He's only behind Mbappe and Musiala, which is a massive achievement. 20 years old. He is a wonder kid now, as you can see. Yep, it's above my head. He's now a wonder kid officially. So we have about 3 or 4 wonder kids in the whole squad, which is fantastic. But something is pulling me to Chelsea or Liverpool. I think I might have my preference, but I do need help in making this choice. So what I am proposing is that on my channel, on the community page, there will be a poll where you'll be able to vote whether we stay at Lons, we go to Liverpool, or we go to Chelsea. And I just want you to go through all 3 options, just give you effectively a lowdown on what each club effectively has going for it. So obviously we know with Lyon, the easiest one to start with, we've got a lot of good young players, a few good wonder kids. We've also we've not even spent money yet. We still have about £31 million in transfers. We've brought a few players in, got rid of a few players as well. I'm not going to go through them in depth here. If we do stay with Lons, then I'll go through them all before the season starts. But we do still have just shy of 31 million to spend. Wage budget wise, just needs a bit of fiddling, but other than that, there's still players who will be coming in and going out hopefully. So there is room for manoeuvre with Lons. But again, I'm still drawn to going back to the Premier League. I say going back to the Premier League. We've not been in England at all in this save, which is a first time for me. And we are now in the 2030s. So with Chelsea, As you can see from their offer, they've offered 126 million on the transfer budget, £5.25 million on the wage budget. That is looking very, very tasty. They want me to challenge for the Europa League, which both Chelsea and Liverpool are in this season. They've both missed out on Champions League qualification. Qualify for the Champions League for the coming season. It's the same with Liverpool as well, before going on to win the Premier League the following season. Again, Liverpool, the very same thing. So luckily, this club vision is a carbon copy between both clubs, and both clubs are offering me 75,000 in wages. For context, actually, I should probably show you my current contract. I'm on 12,000 with Lons. Bit of a difference, major difference. Interestingly, Graham Potter was the one who was sacked, so he lasted way longer than real life. So we have to replace Graham Potter. And this is a Graham Potter who's actually had some success with Chelsea over the span of this save. They won the Champions League in 2025, the Premier League in 2025 as well, so they did the double in that one season. So any other achievements? They won the Super Cup as well. They've been runners-up in a few trophies. The Europa League, runners-up. They've been doing very well, second and third places in the Premier League as well. Just in general, it looks like they've been fairly successful in this entire save, which is actually quite pleasing to see. Players wise, what are we saying here? How old is this squad? Fairly old. I mean, Mike Mainan he's a French goalkeeper actually, so we've still got French flavour at the club, as is Presnel Kimpembe, Upamecano as well. Oh my goodness, we've got a few French players here. Wesley Fofana is still there. Actually, looking at this, goalkeeper, defender, defensive midfielder, defender, defensive midfielder. Oh, McAllister is here. Nice. Defensive midfielder, Mason Mount is not that. And left back, they're all in their 30s. So I think instantly with Chelsea, you can already see where we would need to improve. Effectively, we need to get in goalkeepers and defenders to try and boost this squad up, because they're all quite old. What about the youngest players? Christian Alessio, I think he's someone I wanted to bring in before. Yeah, I think I wanted to bring him in from San Lorenzo, so Chelsea pipped me to the post on that one, and by the looks of it, he's even playing for them. Played a few games. He's still 19 years old, he's capped by Argentina now. He looks okay. Looks like he's got a lot of room to improve, so we'll finally be reunited. We'll finally be with a player who I actually wanted to bring in, so they're thinking along my levels. That's absolutely fine. There's not too many young players at the club, although we'll look at the development centre if we did take them over. What about money-wise? This is behind my head, so I'll just quickly go through some of the numbers. They've got over 200 million in the bank. Season budget, as we know, they've offered 126 million pounds in transfer budget, and the wage budget is 5.25 million, of which they're spending about 4.5 of that. So not bad. 750,000 free in the wage budget. We can definitely do some damage with that. Average wage is about £67,000. They're rich, obviously. It's Premier League money. Worldwide reputation, 4.5 stars, so we'll instantly be able to attract some of the best players in the world. Honestly, it's not bad. How have they been looking competitions wise? Let's have a look at general. So since the start of the save, third, fourth, first they've been champions, 2025, and then it's been a slow decline, second, third, fourth, third, and then down to sixth. So it just looks like they've been slowly declining over the past few years, and you can kind of see maybe with some of the players getting a bit old, especially the defence needs a major shake-up. That will probably be a good reason for why they've been declining so much. Wages wise, Reece James on 325,000, Upamecano on 300,000. I mean, if we can ship them out, fantastic. Oh, they got Benjamin Sesko. I so don't know how to say his name. Benjamin Sesko. We'll just go with that. Is he a good goal scorer? Okay, 38 goals in the last 2 seasons. That's not bad. Not bad at all. He's a 20-goal season striker by the looks of it. And how old is he? He's 27, so he's in the prime of his career. God, physically he's disgusting, isn't he? I think he's someone who will instantly lead the line for us for at least a couple of years. McAllister, still 31 years old. Yeah, mentally, technically, very, very good player, very gifted. I think this is a half-decent squad where we can make a good few improvements to possibly sell on a few players. I'm encouraged. They've also won the Champions League in the last few seasons, so certainly they will be a very, very good prospect to win Europe and the Premier League with. And dare I say, probably be the same with Liverpool. Let's have a look at their competitions the last few years. What about the Champions League? They won it in 2023. They were runners-up in 2025, so they are challenging for the Champions League. Oh, they lost to Chelsea. I've just realised that was the year Chelsea won it, so they lost to them. Interesting. Premier League, they won in 2023. They were runners-up to the last 3 seasons, so it's not as slow of a decline. It's not as much of a decline for Liverpool. They just had a bad season. Who's their previous manager? Oh my God, we could replace Pep Guardiola, who's only won the Carabao Cup. Are you serious? He's not even won the league. It was Klopp who won the league. So he's only won the Carabao Cup twice. He's just made that. It's like the Pep Guardiola trophy at this point. Club World Cup, they were runners up in 2025 as well. Any other honours? Carabao Cup twice. Yep, that's fine. I wouldn't say no to a Carabao Cup win, but it's not obviously going to be the be all and end all. Numbers wise, 186 million in the bank. Season budget 76 million, but they're offering me like over 100 million. Oh wait, yeah, they got 148 million that they're offering me. That's actually really, really good. Wage budget £5.9 million, of which they're spending 5.1. Okay, so what's that? 700, 800,000. Roughly the same as Chelsea's wage budget, which is pretty good. 20 Premier League trophies. I mean, they are a good bet to win the Premier League. Worldwide reputation, of course, so we can get the best players in the world. There's not too much difference between Chelsea and Liverpool in that respect. Literally, Chelsea finished 6th in the Premier League last season, I think. Let's just have a quick look. Oh, actually, what's the preview saying? So Liverpool predicted to finish 6th. Chelsea predicted to finish 2nd. Well, that's pretty interesting. Romeo Lavia is the second best player in the league. Benjamin Sesko and Kai Havertz for Chelsea, the 4th and 5th best players. Obviously, Erling Haaland's still there. Of course he is. Could we buy him? Not for sale. Of course he's not. And he's under contract only for another couple of years. They might be tempted to sell him. He's still only 29. Ridiculous. If we did manage to get Erling Haaland, I think the Premier League and the Champions League, not quite a formality, but we would be very strong favourites to win it. Let's have a look at where they both finished last season. Chelsea 6th, Liverpool 7th. I mean, Liverpool finished 9 points off. No, sorry, 10 points off Newcastle in 4th. West Ham are going into the Champions League and they finished 5th. Interesting. Chelsea finished 5 points off, so yeah, Chelsea are closer than Liverpool. It's intriguing. Who have Liverpool got players-wise? I can already see their captain's Trent Alexander-Arnold. He must be ancient by now. God, Alisson's 37. And retiring. Right, so we'd need a new goalkeeper straight off the bat. Timo Werner is there. Oh, no. Is this a good Timo Werner? Absolutely not. Under no circumstances is that a good Timo Werner. It's listed for 350,000. How much do they buy him for? 74 million. Fantastic. Great return. Well done, boys. Well done. Danny Olmo, Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's only 31. She's got a few years ahead of him. Dodo, Ibrahima Konate. So let's have a look. So that's attacker. Goalkeeper. We need a new goalkeeper there. Striker. Defender. Right back, defender, goalkeeper, all in their 30s. It's just like Chelsea, we'd need a new defence effectively. Curtis Jones is still there. Does this guy even play? He's a regular! Oh, that's interesting. This guy's a regular and he's worth 88 million? English tax, everybody. English tax. Effectively, if we did go for Liverpool or Chelsea, we'd have to strengthen the defence and goalkeeper. In the case of Liverpool, we need a new goalkeeper. I think I'd already have one in mind. How much is Dennis Simon worth? Where is he? I mean, that's a good amount of money to pay for him. He's wanted by Chelsea anyway. Oh, that's interesting, and I would absolutely take him. He's a good league on. Well, maybe we'll take him. He's only 3-star, but we know how good he is. We know how good he is in the match engine. He's a quality player in League On, a top 5 league. But that all comes down to if we actually do leave. If we do go to Chelsea or Liverpool, we still have a month left of the season, left of pre-season. In fact, when is Chelsea's first game? When is the first games of the Premier League? 10th of August. Okay, so we would have a month. Oh my god, they got Leeds and Man United. First 2 games. What a tasty start to the season that is. Who do Liverpool have? It can't be as tasty. Oh, Brentford and Man City. Well, well, well. Why do they play midweek? Doesn't matter. But overall, yeah, tasty starts to the season for both teams if we did decide to go for them. Whereas for Lens, our first games of the season, wow, Monaco and Bordeaux. Well, actually it'd be PSG in the Trophée des Champions and then Monaco in the league. I think regardless of what club we go for, it would be tasty starts to the season. But I thought I'd show you these options just to give you a taste of what could be regardless of which club we go for. My preference overall, I feel compelled to go to the Premier League. If anything, because I said I'll go back there eventually. I said I'll go there eventually. Haven't been to England at all in this save, which is the longest period of time I've not been in England for any form of save. And I do feel with either Chelsea or Liverpool, we'd have more of a chance of not just the league title, but also the Champions League as well, because English teams in Europe are just stupidly OP. Look at the last couple of seasons. We got blown away by Manchester United in the Champions League, just gone, in the season just gone. Manchester City are obviously strong, they beat us. Yes, we did beat Liverpool in the Champions League, but their defence is old. And with a bit of work, it will be one of the best in the world. It just feels almost like a no-brainer to go to England, but I want you to help me make the choice. Do we stay in France, or do we go home? And it will be with either Chelsea or Liverpool if we do choose to go home. Just as a little side note, if we do go to the Premier League, I will save this section of the save with Lens as a separate save all on its own, like a sort of separate branch, because then I feel I could continue this save maybe streaming either on YouTube or on Twitch, because I haven't done Twitch stream or any form of stream for about 6 months, and it is something I'd like to do again. Certainly continuing it with Lens would not be a bad way to go, because it's established and it is something that I have been enjoying, but at the same time I do want to progress things on a little bit, and going for league titles and Champions Leagues is something I really do want to do. If you just look at my profile, I mean, it's saying 3.5-star reputation. My attributes are looking very, very good, especially discipline and people management. Oh, motivating as well. That's a new one that's actually gone up. But if we just look at the overall job history, it's not too bad. It's got a nice mix of clubs in there. But the last trophies we actually won were all the way back with Swansea Uni. And I do feel eventually we could win trophies with Lens, but it might take a few seasons because PSG are stupidly stronger than the rest of us. And even then, Monaco, Marseille, Lyon are annoying us. And I feel with the money on offer at Liverpool and Chelsea, that can help us secure a few more trophies, which overall will help me become more of a legend, as in the series title. So let me know what you think. Let me know in the poll on the community page of this channel. I'll try and get a link down in the description as well, just to make it a bit easier for you all as well. And that will be up over the weekend, and I will be checking it on Monday morning when I come to do the next set of recording. And from there, we'll find out. Will I be at a new club, or will I be staying in France with Lens, at least for a little bit longer? I feel it's inevitable we're going to go back to England anyway. But this could be the great opportunity that we needed. Chelsea or Liverpool, or stay with Lens. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button. And please don't forget to vote on the community page for this channel. I'll be greatly interested to see what your preference would be on where this series actually goes next. You have the chance to influence where it goes. I thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your support on the series so far. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.